Your life experience, good or bad, is a gift when you share it with others. At Taxi Chronicles, we allow real riders with real stories to share their gift. So hopefully this episode will intrigue, enhance or inspire you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Morning. Yes, I'm back with another rider, another story. Today we have Tom. He's in the music business, producing like Dr. Dre. He's a British Dr. Dre. And his lovely lady, I don't know her name, but I'm sure she announced herself when she gets a mic. So nice to have you here today, Tom and the lovely lady. Grab the mic.
Yeah, it's good to meet you, mate, yeah.
Okay, so Tom, tell us, how long you been in the music industry? What motivates you? And what's a typical day like for you?
So I've been in the industry, making money from music for probably about 2 years now, maybe. I've actually been making music for a lot longer than that, but it's quite difficult to get into the industry and to get paid from it. It's like a whole different. It's like really, really difficult in comparison to just getting into it, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoy it. In terms of motivation, it's just kind of like the motivation is always to make the records, you know, because I make beats, and the way it works as a producer is you either work directly with artists, you know, in studios, or now obviously because we have the internet, a lot of producers, we just make a load of beats, just beats with the, you know, and then we send them out and wait for them to get chosen. So you're always kind of chasing the records, if that makes sense. So the motivation is always you know, you're making all these beats and you're hoping that eventually you're going to send them off to like rappers, they're going to become records or whatever.
So with these beats, if you're sending them off, do you have to patent them, or what happens? How do you know if they use them and they just say thank you and they won't? They may not pay you.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. So I used to, before I got into the industry properly, that was like a big worry. But now, as I've got into the industry and I've got into the business properly, I have two managers and a legal team. So they sort of like handle everything in terms of that. So, you know, it's just because you make the beat electronically on a laptop, on a computer, you have proof that you've made it because it's time stamped on the computer. So if they decide to use the beat, you know, we know it's mine. And if they don't pay for it or send the legal paperwork, then obviously we can just get the legal team to go in, and then they kind of handle it from there.
Why do you need two managers?
So I originally had one, and then afterwards, and then my manager like expanded his management company and had two, so they do different things. So I have one manager that kind of handles like the business side of things a little bit more, and I have another manager that handles more like the networking side, you know.
Okay, so but that manager that handles the networking side, wouldn't it be more sensible just to have somebody that handles marketing?
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, he does that as well. So he'll basically, one of my managers covers all like the paperwork side, all of like the administration kind of thing, and does, you know, helps with a little bit of networking. But then my other manager kind of like plugs me in with the artists and stuff like that, because they're you know, they're American, both of them, and the music that I make is like for that audience. So they kind of plug me over there. Yeah.
Who have you worked with? You worked with anybody? Anybody use your beat, so to speak?
NLE Chopper, G Herbo, if you know those rappers.
I wouldn't know. Sorry. Maybe someone in the audience.
King Von.
Oh,
He sadly passed away now.
Okay.
I did, you know.
You end up going over there to meet them?
No, so, you know, I'm kind of in an issue at the minute with trying to travel. I've been trying to get over to the USA for a little while, but there's, you know, with coronavirus and everything, very difficult.
What would you say you've learned that you wish you knew when you started?
Something that I've learned that I wish I knew when I started. That in the music industry, not everybody's your friend. Even though you might think that, even though you might think they are, they're not. And I think another thing that I learned is that if somebody offers you a deal or offers you some money, it's okay to turn it down. You're not at risk of losing it. Because I thought when I was first getting offered money and stuff, I thought, God, well, this is not exactly what I want, but if I don't take it, I'm never going to get this opportunity again. And you quickly realise, actually, if these people are really interested,
they'll come back.
Yeah, they'll come back, they'll stay in touch, you'll be able to renegotiate, that kind of thing. So, that's basically the main two things that I wish that
I suppose it's a case of how you tell them no as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you've got to keep it professional. Obviously, you have to keep it professional and try and leave doors open wherever you can, because just because something's a bad deal for you right now, in the future as you get further along your career, they might be more prepared to meet you with whatever figures or whatever kind of terms you want later on.
So you've got to know your ultimate goal.
Yeah, you've got to know what you're worth, and you've got to know what deals are going to be good, what deals are going to be bad, and it's a lot of patience as well, because some things do happen overnight in the industry, but I think a lot of things behind the scenes, there's a lot of things going on where there's more to every story than you realise. Like things that seem like they've happened overnight, actually typically there's a lot that's gone in that, but you've only just seen the outcome in a split second publicised. There's a lot been going on behind the scenes before any of that.
What inspires you when you're making these beats?
So it depends. So it's always obviously to get to make the best records possible. So because from my side I'm just making the beats and stuff. So it's essentially like making half a record, because obviously a rap record is 50% the beat, the other 50% is the vocals.
Okay.
So to hear how that's going to be as a full record. And obviously to just, music's something I wanted to do for my entire life. So to be in a position where, I can make music now that the world can listen to. Because the music that I make, it plays like all over the world and stuff like that. So I think it's always a big motivation as well to know that there's somebody on the other side of the world somewhere listening to my music and enjoying it. So I want to keep doing that as much as possible. It's kind of... kind of timeless if you can make the right music. So there's not many jobs that provide that kind of you don't get that kind of end result with a lot of jobs, to make something that can potentially be like timeless. You
sound very serious about what you do.
100%. Yeah.
What would you say to your 16-year-old self?
To my 16-year-old self,
I see the missus kind of smiling there.
I would tell myself to just keep working at it, that it's going to pay off. I would tell myself not to worry so much about things going on around me at the time, and I think just really hyper focus into it, and to not worry about anything else other than just that it's gonna work out, and you're gonna be just carry on, because you like when you're doing something like music, you always have that thing of, well, is this path gonna lead me anywhere? So to my 16-year-old self, I would definitely say focus less on what's going on around you with personal circumstances, and just focus really heavily on your career, and it's going to pay off.
When you're producing music or producing these beats, listening to music, do you find that you can't switch off? You just hear beats now. You don't really even hear the lyrics.
Do you know what's funny? Because I've been made music for a long time. Obviously, when you're like quite heavily into music, you can't really listen to music in the same way ever again, if that makes sense. So like whenever I hear a song, it's more like sometimes I forget to sit back and enjoy it, and it's more of like an analysis, so like I hear a new song and like you kind of analyze it, because music moves quite fast. So when new records are getting released and things like that, you're kind of listening because you're listening out for like trends and stuff like that. You want to hear when things are new and coming. So yeah, I would say, yeah, I probably do hear beats quite a lot when I'm listening to music. I'm just kind of listening for the beat, and I'm, sometimes listening for specific sounds or things that are going on in there, Okay,
that's interesting. For a young person who wants to get into the same industry you have, what would be your advice to them?
My advice would be that it's important to focus on the craft, but it's equally as important, if not more important, to focus on networking and to build strong relationships, because I think it's very much an industry where just making good music's not quite going to be enough, because these people, it seems obvious, but obviously when you really get into it, you don't realise that the people that are in a position to really like put your music forward and help you out, they really do receive world-class music in their email inbox all day, every day. You know, they've got plenty of producers, and so it's very important to build a strong network and market yourself as, you know, not just, oh, here's some of my music. You kind of have to market yourself as, you know, here's my music, you know, what can I do for you? You know, something in return that's going to entice them to want to, you know, that's going to entice them to want to help you out as well, because...
In saying that, do you make beats with certain artists in mind?
Yeah, I do, yeah. So, not all the time, but I definitely do, yeah. So obviously I have like managers and stuff. They might sometimes say to me, you know, we've got an opportunity with this person. Can you make me some beats for this person? You know, yeah, and whatever artist or rapper it is, you know, you have to think about what they're gonna like. You know, if somebody
listen to their stuff, don't you? If you've not heard of them before, you'll listen to them.
If I haven't heard of them before, I listen to them a lot. So like, you know, hypothetically, if you know somebody asks for a beat for Justin Bieber, you're probably not going to send them a drill beat. You know, but vice versa, you know, if you've got like, you know, if you've got a drill rapper asking for a song, you're not going to send them like a pop beat, you know, so you have to like really listen in and try and sort of, you know, make sure that what you're sending them is going to be their cup of tea, I suppose, if you will.
Okay, I hear that. It's very interesting. Where can people find you?
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I'm going to be honest, I don't upload to YouTube as much as I used to. But in terms of social media, I don't use any actually, which is kind of weird. I just use my YouTube channel, but I don't upload to my YouTube channel anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I just have like managers that kind of they send my music out throughout the you know, throughout the industry. So it's literally just my YouTube.
Okay, but what's your name on YouTube?
Tom. So if you yeah, no, Tom, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom. Normally people say I'm Tom Smith, blah blah blah, Instagram, blah blah.
Yeah.
Spell it.
So my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
Yeah, my YouTube channel, even though I don't upload to it anymore, but I do have some music still on there, is it's YouTube and then a / and then Tom Franklin.
Okay, do you want to spell that?
TomFranklin. Yeah, that's where I used to upload to. But that's how I started out, actually. I started uploading to YouTube, just putting my beats out there just for people to listen to. And then eventually when it got picked up a little bit more, I guess people realised, you know, these beats actually, you know, are pretty good. And then some artists picked them up from there. And then as I got more into the industry, you know, and I got more and more, I guess people recognise my music a little bit more, I came away from YouTube to produce for rappers specifically. So that's the reason I don't upload to my YouTube channel like I used to, because I originally used it for that purpose.
Okay, all right, well that's good. You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
So has your lovely lady.
Thank you.
Like input and support, as a true lady does, true woman does.
Yes,
What's
definitely.
the impact, and this goes for both of you, what's the impact you want to have on the world?
I want to make music that the entire world's going to enjoy. Obviously, I want people to like recognise my talent for it, but I think more than anything, I want to make music that's going to just last for after I'm dead, you know. Like I want to make music that's going to last for my lifetime and many lifetimes afterwards, you know. So it's just kind of, I want to make some music that's going to live on in the form of records that people enjoy.
Okay, well that's great.
Thanks you, mate.
Thanks for that, and we wish you well. We hope you liked that Taxi Chronicles interview. Don't forget to share and subscribe to get the latest episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economies and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. Listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. British Standard Time.